think it's February, darling.
Well, great. They'll ride that wave. And, I could see this going for a couple seasons, maybe.
I mean, look, Jax, let's not forget. Oh, The Villains is picked up for a second season. Now, I don't think it's going to be the same people. I mean, I think it's going to be a game. Like, you're not going to have the same people on the Traitors next season. But although they should bring like one person back. I love when they do that. I think the Villain Show is back. So look, between Valley Village and the Villain Show, Jax is paying the mortgage. Jax is paying the
Oh, God.
mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they have a big space. I mean, it's a big bar space for Los Angeles.
Listen,
A lot of room in there.
I wouldn't want to be Jax with that bar. You know what I mean? It's a lot to run a bar, man.
Yeah. And you got to be like a late night owl. I mean, maybe they're sober. I don't know. They certainly seemed it. They didn't seem like they were drinking at all. Actually, I'm sure they're over it. They own a bar. That's a lifestyle. I don't know. I would think a hard one to do with kids, but I mean, if you can do it right, look, Lisa and Ken have done it for years. I mean, they've owned high-end well, I guess bars and restaurants, whatever, high-end.
I mean, we're here. It's just great that you could just pop in there and like there they are. It's crazy,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
look, they've made a fortune doing it. So yeah, there's money there.
What Vanderpump Rules tea do you want to talk about?
Well, Ariana Maddox and our girl Katie Malone, they have spent $1 million
Miss
on
Maloney.
Miss Maloney has on something about her sandwich shop, and now the awnings are taken down, the signs are taken down. Mr. Yontef, what does your crystal ball say? Was this ever happening? Was this a stunt for the next season? I mean, there is a breakdown online that they've been spending $8,000 a month on rent. They hired, I mean, oh my God, you guys could, I think you could hop and skip from one end of this sandwich shop to the next when we peeked in. They hired an interior decorator, $300,000 to interior decorate it to make it look like a French cafe. Um, is this adding up? I mean, the math ain't mathin'. What's going on?
I mean, listen, I have to post this. I keep talking about it. I went to High Tops in WeHo the other 2 weeks ago, and I was walking from High Tops to Chiccone's for some dinner with my friend Evan, and we just happened to pass it. And Evan has no clue. I mean, he knows what I do for a living, but I was like, dude, we have to stop. I have to take some videos and pictures. And he's like, I don't even understand what's happening right now. Why are you taking
Okay.
pictures of an abandoned building? I happen to walk right by it, is what I'm saying, without even planning this. And like, I was speechless. You and I went that one time. I mean, I could not believe before all of this fodder online. I just said to myself, I'm confused. It looks so much less done than when you and I were there. There's nothing outside now. There's no porch anymore. There's no like banquette outside.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I don't remember because I was probably drunk at that point too. I don't even think there's a fucking sign. I don't think there was a sign. And like the windows, if you looked inside, like I think one window had like boarding and paper on it. It doesn't,
Really?
it,
Yeah.
yeah. So it really like, I mean, this isn't like fodder. I physically just happened to walk by it when I was going from the bar to the restaurant. And this is before any of this shit online. And I said to myself, I better take some pictures of this because this might be something. Listen, I don't enjoy being right. I said Melissa Gorga was 100% being fired. So I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm like nothing, guys. I'm nothing. But if you ask me what I think, I don't think it was a storyline. I think it was just what I fucking said it was 1,000 fucking years ago. That I just think when you do Dancing with the Stars and you're dancing on Chicago, by the way, a little clip surfaced of Chicago of Ariana practicing.
Oh,
She's look, Erica was
very
good.
good. I
She's
bet you.
gonna be, I think she's good, right? I think she's gonna be better than Erica. I mean, she has all the endorsements. She has this midi tour. I just think to go and fucking serve coffee and run. I mean, you saw it. Jax was there last night. It's not like being the owner is so
It,
glamorous.
no, I was going to say it's not glamorous. You're right. You're right. She's not going to sit there and sling sandwiches. I think you called it. I think you called it. You had said that they were potentially Katie and Ariana would have
Uh-huh.
a falling out and that the sandwich shop, I don't know if we said that would have never opened, but you didn't think it would last long because of this, because getting offered to. I mean, isn't she too going to be on a Lifetime movie? She was just on Jimmy Fallon talking about everything she's doing. I mean, yeah, you're right. Jackson and Brittany, they're like they're partying with you. I don't see Ariana and Katie. They're not, to your point, laying bologna on your sandwich.
Jax and Brittany are there for one reason only. I mean, Jax is there to push drinks, to push food. I mean, they're there like, okay, if we're physically here, it's not going to not increase the sales. So
Right.
look, I mean, Ariana, couldn't you have sold your portion to Sheena? Not that Sheena wants it. Couldn't you have sold your portion to, I mean,
Well, I
the
would think
white,
a silent partner or something.
to
Or
Lala?
maybe another.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think it would be a good thing for Sheena. But listen, I just don't. I think that's really what it is. I think I was right on this one, and I really just think she's like, what? When am I
Yeah.
gonna? But do I think they spent $1 million? I mean, from someone who just bought an apartment in New York and it has to decorate it, and it's in New York, it's not 20,000 square feet. Yeah, you would be shocked at how fucking shit is adding up. Okay. Sorry, I'm having my own
Wow. All
breakdown
right.
here.
Okay. What a summary. I mean, I'm sure.
So, like, do I think they spent that inside? Yes, I do. I really fucking do.
Yeah, I could see that. I bet they spent maybe not 1 million, but I bet they spent I bet they've
And
spent 500, 600,000. I bet they've each poured 250,000. But I mean, do you think Katie's cool with that? That seems like
and by the way, that little small hole in the wall, which you're right, it is a hole in the wall. I mean, it is next to the fucking Abbey. So yes, do I think that's $8,000 a
yeah,
month?
oh sure.
That is this place, guys. For if you're not from LA, is prime, prime, prime location where they are. Prime.
It was adorable when you and I walked by. I thought, "Oh my God, the awning." I mean, there really seemed like a lot of potential. I don't know. I mean, and by the way, they claim just Katie Maloney at BravoCon said they're waiting on all kinds of permits and it will open.
I mean, like my friend Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank sometimes says, take it out back and shoot it. Like you're bleeding money. Like stop, just cease and desist. Listen, this is why, listen, and I'm not a hater.
Okay.
I clap the rat that scurries has a new podcast. She's going to be
All right.
talking about the Traitors. You and I have talked about this many times, like starting a whole second podcast together, doing this, starting a podcast network. The thing about going into a new line of business is it's there's risk. There's risk. You know what I mean?
It's
There's
interesting Tamara's
risk.
going all in on the podcast world. But I think it's because they've made so much money on two T's. So I think she's going to try to capitalize on that. I don't know if people are going to come over to the Traders pod or not.
I don't think so. That's just me. And I'm not being a hater. I just think, like, because Sarah and I, we talked about starting a whole second podcast. I say personally, I don't know how many days the fucking twats are on, the gnat and the rat. Like, is that on every day? I would have just added a day for two T's called the Traders Day. And instead of, the gnat, I would have gotten MJ or I mean, I'm just